YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So I got to ask from a viewer, is it better to own or is it better to lease a vehicle for Uber Black? So I'll be explaining that in this video. So for starters, I pretty much, gave y'all the Uber Black requirements in all my other videos. You got to have an SUV that's black exterior, and black interior, and it can't be older than 6 years. On that vehicle, you have to have commercial insurance. And typically when it comes to the Uber Black business, Chevy Tahoe, Cadillac, Ford Expedition, GMC, Yukon XL, Infiniti QX80, those gonna be the vehicles you mainly see. So depending on what year you get and how many mileage, it's gonna vary with pricing from 40 to 80K. Now, do I recommend you spend 80K on the SUV? No. I always say below 40. But basically, those are the requirements in order to get started with Uber Black. Now, let's get into the pros of owning your own vehicle. 1, after you pay off the vehicle, you get to start saving. 2, you get the freedom to do whatever you want. If you plan on having a chauffeur company or starting a business, you can wrap it, put stuff on the vehicle, pretty much do whatever you want on the inside and outside. 3rd, you have equity. Let's say after you pay off the vehicle, you no longer want to be in the Uber Black business no more. You can sell that vehicle and get some money back. And then 4th, you have the freedom to rent it out, put it on Toro, or if you want to use it to service your private clients, you can do that as well. Now, the cons for owning your own SUV, you're going to have to worry about upfront costs, depending on how much you plan on spending on an SUV. It could get pricey. That's why I always recommend you don't spend over 40K. Even spending 40K on an SUV just to drive people around is a pretty penny. So that's not cheap, but you got upfront costs. You have maintenance. Maintenance could get expensive. Even if you buy a good used SUV or a brand new SUV, maintenance occur every other month. You still have to take care of that. 3rd, you got depreciation. That's with any car. Any car or SUV you buy from a dealership, that's just what you're gonna face. The price is gonna go down, or the value is gonna go down as soon as you drop it off the lot. And then 4, if it's slow, you stuck with that car note. Now switching over to the pros of leasing a vehicle. For starters, low initial cost. So you don't have to spend as much whenever you rent a vehicle. You may have to pay a down deposit or pay a fee up front, but it's not gonna be as much as purchasing a SUV. 2nd, no long-term commitment. You can depending on your contract or lease or whatever, you can back out after that time is up. You don't have to continue to rent out the vehicle. And then 3rd, you don't have to worry about maintenance depending on your lease or contract. If I was leasing, I'm gonna go look for a contract renting a SUV where they take care of the maintenance. But each contract or each company is different. Some may provide maintenance, some may not. But if you look into lease, look for one that take care of the maintenance for you. For example, my company, we take care of the maintenance. All you're responsible for is just gas and car washes. That's it. Now for the cons, when it comes to leasing, for starters, it can be super expensive. Leasing is not cheap. 2nd, mileage restriction. Some, depending on what company you go with, some companies don't even allow you to do rideshare or Uber Black in their vehicle. So depending on what company you want to go with, it could be super expensive. And also they might not allow you to do rideshare in their vehicle. And then the 3rd thing, you don't get nothing from it. You just continue to keep paying to rent their vehicle. But it's also a pro because it's like you picking up people in a vehicle that's not yours. You wouldn't want, some people just, the best way I can put it is some people don't want other people in their vehicle. So they would rather spend extra money to rent somebody else's vehicle to pick them up in and make extra money. But just to sum it up for y'all and make it simple, the best way I can put it is if you're looking to do this long term, build a private clientele and actually make this a business, go buy a SUV. But if you just come into Uber Black just as a side hustle or to make extra money, just lease a vehicle. It's that simple. So y'all ultimately make that decision, but that's the best way I can put it. That being said, that'll be it for this video. If y'all have any other questions, just continue to ask in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next video.